In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all some stocks to keep on your watch list for this week. We're also going to address the overall market to get you guys ready as always. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the NASDAQ QQQ. We're not going to use the futures just yet. We're probably going to allow another week to go by before we start using the futures again. But for now, the major gap to look for that is still, it's been teasing for weeks and we still haven't tried to fill it yet. Eventually it's going to get filled. In our last video, I told you guys that I was expecting a little bit of a pullback because I was expecting a little bit of a pullback on the NASDAQ because this move exceeded expectations. It got above 448. We got that pullback. It played a couple of games and then it closed as a small doji on the daily charts. Be very careful this week. When the candles are small, it's not very easy to predict exactly which way we're going to go. It's not. So watch for intraday structures. Tomorrow is Monday. Typically day trading gets a lot more interesting from Tuesday down all the way down to Friday. All right, so don't try to do too much tomorrow with the overall markets. I think it might play games and things might heat up during the rest of the week. All right. Now, one thing that I am worried about, one of the indices is looking like it's very, very tired on the 4-hour chart. It's the Dow Jones. We're going to go on here. We're going to look at 4-hour. And typically, like this one has a bullish rectangle on here. As you can see, it has a bullish rectangle on the charts. It broke out from FOMC, and it looks like it wants to retest that level of support. The other indices didn't sell off that aggressively, but this is not such a great sign. It's very exhausted right now. If it gets back underneath 391, which I think it will, a lot of the industrial stocks are going to collapse, like your Caterpillar, your Lowe's, maybe even your banks actually. So keep that in mind. Again, approach things day by day. The daily chart is looking like that. This is looking like a bearish engulfing candle. It doesn't have much height, but it's still there. The volume isn't really an outlier compared to everything that happened in the past. If this was at around 8 million, maybe 9 million, it would be a little bit more convincing that we're going to collapse. All right. But a small pullback I do expect. Now, the first stock that I want to share with all of you for tomorrow, that stock is for the bulls. It is DBX. All right. Now with DBX, wait a minute. DBX, let's see, BDX, that's what I mean, BDX, not DBX, BDX. This is the one that I wanted to show y'all. Now, it's been, the way the stock moves, it moves like this. If you look at the weekly chart, it moves between 220 and 300 or 290, all right? Has a lot of room. It's very volatile, very choppy, all right? And it takes a lot of years. It spends a lot of years in this box. We're going to zoom in into the 4-hour time frame. Obviously, the top is way up here. All right. But we're going to spend some time on the 4-hour time frame. We're going to make this a little bigger. There's a structure that I see right here. This is the level of support that just broke through on Friday at noon. If you look at the bottom, the volume is increasing. So it does have some potential for a continuation to the upside. It does. It doesn't follow the indices like that. It kind of does its own thing. If you zoom out and you see how the stock behaves, it spends a lot of time at the bottom right here, months and months and months on end. Before it finally moves up, it takes about 2 or 3 weeks to go all the way up to resistance, then chops again, and then falls all the way back down. So I think this might be the moment where that move up to resistance happens right here, right? So keep your eyes on BDX for a move up to the gap fill. There is a gap to fill on the charts at 255. Set your alerts right at 247 and wait for that to ring. Okay? Wait for it to ring and look for big volume in the first 5 minutes before deciding whether to take a day trade on this one or not. Now, the second stock that I want to share with all of you, this one is, I'm leaning a bit more bearish, and that's JPM. Now, JPM is extremely overbought. Extremely overbought. If you look on what I have over here, yes, there is a bullish pennant. This massive move occurred since here, right? Bullish pennant, it breaks out and then it runs with the overall markets. This is expected. That's why I had this drawn right here. It exceeded expectations. I thought the top of this move would be around 190, but it went all the way up to like 200 and formed this, I want to say bearish engulfing candle, but it's not completely engulfing it. It's still bearish. And the bullish move is in. A lot of the bulls who got in that green circle will be looking to take their money off the table. Banks, again, all of the banks are kind of rolling over. All right, so watch this one for a drop to the previous level of support, which is at 192. Okay, and look for an intraday structure for an entry. It could provide something good. If we take a look at the other banks, like there was one bank that I've mentioned early, like in the middle of last week, Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo playing games at resistance. I warned you guys about the potential push to retest that level right there. And I didn't think it was going to go higher than that. I knew it was going to test it back again, especially after it fell to break below $56. All right, but right now it just looks like it might be a double top. It could still roll over. Like move your alert right at 56.75 and then wait for that to ring. There's a lot of room underneath it, so it's hard for me to ignore the possibility and the potential that it could offer from a short. Okay, so these are the two stocks to keep on watch. Now, a quick update. In the last video on Friday, I told you to watch Nike. Nike was the stock for the bears. I told you to watch it for a short. And congratulations to anybody who made some money on this stock. The stock did, I mean, it kind of did what I told y'all it would do. It didn't open up here, all right? It opened up at the same price that it was near the lows. And then immediately out the gates, it started to fall all the way down. It didn't go down to 90. There is a gap to fill all the way down to 90. But it provided a shorting opportunities, which was my intention in making that video for y'all. From here, $94 all the way down to $91. A better opportunity was on Lulu, which I also shared in that video and gave you the same play-by-play. I gave you 2 scenarios with Lulu. That one played out very, very well. Scenario number 1 will be the Dragonfly Doji followed by a slow rollover and a fade all the way down to 410. This one opened at 415 and immediately out the gates. Again, like I said, the first 5 minutes is key. And the first 5 minutes on this one, very bright red. It tried to fight and then and then a few minutes after that, it just gave out and it went all the way down to 390. It does have, when a stock moves like this from earnings, it lingers near the lows for some weeks. Like it chills out here for days, all right? So, and there is a gap to fill at 333. I don't know when that's gonna get filled. So we're gonna have to wait and look for other structures to appear. But for now, this stock has made its move. Congratulations to anybody who made some money on it to the short side. It might play games before going down lower, either this week or maybe even another week. All right, so that's my very honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button. As always, remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.